Ain't no other crew spreading power like us. Brothers like us, brothers like us. Ain't no other squad lifting spirits like us. Brothers like us, brothers like us. Ain't no team bringing brotherhood like us. Brothers like us, brothers like us. Ain't no man moving in purpose like us. Brothers like us, brothers like us. Ain't no other crew spreading power like us. Brothers like us, brothers like us. Ain't no other squad lifting spirits like us. Brothers like us, brothers like us. Ain't no team bringing brotherhood like us. Brothers like us, brothers like us. Ain't no man moving in purpose like us. Brothers like us, brothers like us.
What's up, people? How's everybody doing tonight? Another episode of Brothers Like Us again, every other Sunday, 6 p.m. Trying to be consistent, trying to show up, even if we don't stay on long. I know it's football season. I'll be honest, I don't really care about football like I used to, or at least watching it. Especially if the teams that I care about are not in it. But the game actually is on. I'm watching it as I talk to you right now. And listen, if you are here, if you're watching this as a clip, I want you to go to our pages where we share this live. We have a YouTube page, Brothers Like Us channel, the Brothers Like Us channel. We have Instagram, Brothers Like Us. We also have my Facebook page where you'll see this live, and we just come on and talk about whatever's going on. We don't try to sensationalize anything. This is all about a space for brothers to come, talk, share anything that they want to talk about. I didn't even send a text to the brothers tonight to remind them and let them know we'll be on. I just wanted to jump on and see if anybody jumps on, wants to chat, wants to talk about what is going on in the world, in your life. Whatever it is, this is Brothers Like Us. We talk about every single thing you could imagine: love, sex, family, religion, politics. Even though politics can be sensationalized these days, we do talk about politics as well. I think there's no way to avoid it. And anything that's going on, what's happening in our lives, in our personal lives, how we're dealing with stuff. Last week we did talk about dealing with loss and how we managed it and how we get through it and our concepts about how we approach it. So I think that's important. Important conversation. You probably saw some of the clips that we shared of it, and we'll share some more going forth. But just wanted to jump on, say hello, and see how you guys are doing. And you see the question I asked, or the question we asked at the top: do you still go hard for football like you used to? I know for me, the older I get, I think the less I care. Now, when my team is doing well, I love to brag about it. I love to talk crap, especially to Dallas fans. I definitely love to talk crap when my team is doing well. But overall, like even the last few years, even though my team was doing well, I would root for Mahomes, or um, I would even root for the Bills. Teams that, even though I wouldn't call myself a fan of theirs, I like the way they play the game. I like to see them operate, so it was fun for me. These teams that are playing to this year, I'm really not interested. I'm looking at, I mean, everybody knows we don't want the Patriots to win, but I did want them to beat Denver tonight, like they just did, because I don't like the coach of Denver and how he did Russell Wilson. But that's the thing. These days, my approach is, it's almost like personal vendettas. Like, I don't like that guy, so I don't want his team to win or whatever. It's not like about a team, right? It's not about really rooting for a team anymore. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I honestly don't know if that's a good or bad thing. When I was younger, everything stopped for football. Everything stopped for basketball playoffs. Much like a lot of people today. I mean, clearly they have a huge fan base. Everybody's watching. People love it. But I don't go crazy about it anymore. I really, really don't. I don't care that much. And so the reason I ask if it's a bad thing, I wonder if I'm getting jaded in my older years. I've felt for the longest, especially, I felt that sports overall, that the fix was in. And I feel it even more now that they've opened it up to online betting. That's all you see nowadays, online betting. There's no way that someone isn't throwing games or scoring less points or letting someone score. There's no way that that's not going to sneak into the game, because the betting is overwhelming. So it almost confirms what I've thought for years, especially during the Jordan years. I definitely thought the fix was in. Yes, I am a Jordan fan. I think he's the best to ever play the game, but he definitely got special treatment. And so our Knicks paid the price. Doesn't mean that they didn't have a chance, because when Ewing finger rolled that ball that he should have slammed, we'll live with that forever. We'll live with that forever. We had chances to win, so many chances to win, but I did feel like the fix was in. And I feel like that more today. More that, people are not going to be honest with their play, right? And the the NIL money and stuff, that's a whole nother discussion, because I absolutely think they should be getting paid. They should have been getting paid for years. Um, it was really like a system that um, held many athletes back and held them down when NCAA was making billions upon billions of dollars off of their backs, and they were not allowed to get a sandwich from someone, to be taken to dinner. They weren't allowed to do anything, and they were robbing them for the longest. Now that the NIL deals are in place and young brothers can make money, sisters can make money, um, actually make more money in college than they would in rookie contracts going into the professional leagues. So I love that. But again, with the addition of betting and everything, I just don't think, I never thought it was pure. Um, but I think it's even more muddy now that they're allowing online betting and such. We've seen so many cases of people getting caught making bets to other people, throwing games, shaving. And one of the I forget his name, McDonough or something, the official years ago said, "I'm telling you, this is fixed. The fix is in." But they shut him up. They blew him off. And this is the reality. We grow up watching, playing football. I love the game of football. I love it. So it's a part of who we are. That's why we watch, right? That's why we watch on a regular basis. Um, but do I love it like I used to when I played? And I only played in high school, so I'm not even tripping. Like, I didn't go to college and play football or anything like that. I played growing up as a kid. Some middle school, high school, whatever, football. And I loved it. I loved understanding the game. I loved understanding all the positions and who's supposed to be where, and if we work together as a team, it works well, and it definitely brought some camaraderie. And for me, I really needed it because I moved around so much. I was always in a new school, so sports really helped me connect. But as I get older, I got a wife, I got a family, um, I have a business. I am, you know, growing, continually growing. It just doesn't mean as much to me. And I wonder if any of you out there feel the same way, or can sort of explain to me what you think that feeling is. Where you think that feeling comes from. For me, I I won't say I'm fully tired of it or I don't want to ever watch it. I watch it. I'm watching the games now just because that's what we do during playoff time, and of course the Super Bowl. But uh I'm definitely more interested in the Super Bowl halftime shows than I am the games. If the Giants are not playing or the Jets are not playing, who really cares? But that's my take. That's my take on tonight. And just want to jump on, say hello, see how you guys are doing. And now I'm talking about football. I'm talking about my love or hate for it. And I know that there's a lot of other stuff going in the world that pales in comparison to sports. Who's going to win the NFC? Who's going to win the AFC? We have people losing their lives. We have people literally living in fear, not understanding what's happening, when it's going to end, um, and how it's going to end. What do we do? How do we combat this pervasive fear? Right. And so for me, as I look at everything from a mental health standpoint, I know that for me, I cannot inundate myself with all of the various stories, um, the clips. These days, you don't fully know what's AI, what's real, so you got to investigate. And I cannot inundate myself with those stories. And it's not about me just sticking my head in the sand. It's more about me understanding my limits. And that's what's important. It's important for everyone to realize what their limits are and how those stories, how the clips affect them. Will it have you walking around with a different attitude than you normally would? Would you be shorter with your wives and your children? Would you be upset automatically with authority figures? How you interact with someone passing on the street, someone you pass in the store? If they don't look or sound like you, let and forget if they have some paraphernalia on that doesn't agree with your worldview, right? How do you deal with that without allowing it to drive you to act out of character, out of the way that you normally would? Um, my wife was having a conversation with me last couple of weeks, I think it was, about not changing who I am at the core. Because when I inundate myself with stuff, I get upset. I want change to happen right away. And I know it's a process for change, but if I allow it to start affecting how I go through life, because I'm generally a very pleasant person, um, I will talk and interact with just about anyone, and I don't have a problem with that. But when I inundate myself with the stories and all that stuff that's coming at us from every angle, like I can't remember the last time I've watched one of the um, morning shows or newscasts, because everything that they talk about gets me upset. So I have to be very, very, very intentional about how I interact and how much I interact with what's going on out there. So I'd like to know how you guys deal with everything that's happening, your mental health. I've spoken with uh, people that work alongside people with different differing approaches to life, to the world, and very supportive of some radical ideas. And this is their livelihood. This is where they work, and they deal with these people on a daily basis. How do you manage that without allowing it to drive you to be to live out of character? You know, it's very, very important that we monitor that, that we speak to someone about that. And listen, I'm a therapist. I think everybody can use therapy. I know I've benefited from therapy myself. Um, and but I won't say that everyone has to have a therapist, right? But I believe everyone needs some type of support system, some people in your life that you can talk to, that you can share with without feeling judged, without feeling like they're going to think differently of you. Like, you need someone that can listen and support you and tell you right from wrong, tell you, be honest with you just like you're honest with them. That's important. But there are a lot of us that don't have that. And even the people that we do have in our lives that serve that purpose, how often do we open up to them to share our true feelings, to really talk about what's on our mind, what's bothering us, right? um and even if you have a wife that is there to listen and support, I truly believe that brothers need other brothers to talk to. Brothers need other brothers that's, again, not going to be judgmental, that's going to tell you the truth, right? Really kick you in the behind if they need to. Not literally. I'm not supporting violence, but you know what I mean. They're gonna tell you the truth. They're gonna tell you if you're bugging, if you're tripping, or they're gonna support you. Say, listen, I hear where you're coming from. This is how you can deal with it, or this is how I dealt with it. That's the biggest thing for me. That's why I try to keep all levels of relationship in my life. I need some colleagues, friends, associates, mentors that are senior to me. I Everyone needs peers, some people you can uh, bounce ideas off of about how we're raising our kids, what's going on. Well, my kid is doing this. Have you experienced this, and what did you do when they did that? You need that, and then you definitely need to be. I use the word mentoring someone younger than you, but mentoring does not always have to be an official uh, mentoring contract. Mentoring is, if you work in the school system, the way you show up every day, the way you interact with young people, you are a mentor. You are a mentor. You're teaching them something. I'm not saying you're teaching them the right thing, because based on the way that you show up, you may be teaching them the wrong thing, but you are a mentor. So it doesn't have to be a specific written out contract that says, I am mentoring this young person. But remembering the way that we show up, the way that we do business, even behind closed doors, the way that we speak with people, um, the way that we show disagreement on different issues. It's very important that we understand we are mentors. I'm gonna pause right here for a second, because I want to make sure that I give anyone an opportunity, anyone that may want to jump on, share an opinion. Um, I want to, okay. I'm putting up the chat so I can see if someone leaves a chat from one of our pages. If you want to just log in, tell me who you are, where you're watching from, and any ideas on this subject. How do you manage your mental health on a daily basis with everything that's going on? All right. So let me do this. Let me see if I can put up a link so you can join the show if you want. Copy the invite link. I'll go here And first of all, I'll put it in the chat. So if you're on the page and you see this link come up, you can click that link and join. That's on the YouTube page. I will try to do it on Facebook as well. And I just want to know how you guys deal. I'm also going to put it on the screen here. Hold on 1 second. Graphics, captions. Okay. Let me put that there. Add that and show it on the screen. You can click this link there, copy it, click it, or whatever, and join the show. But I definitely want to hear your questions and see how you handle it. And if any of the guys jump on tonight, I'll definitely ask them as well. But I do, I know how it affects me on a regular basis. And it's not always easy. It's much easier said than done, right? I can tell you I'm okay. If someone asks me, "Oh, Thurs, how you doing?" Yeah, I'm gonna say, "Yeah, I'm good, man. Everything's cool. I'm good." But then when I see these stories popping up, I mean, it started with the violence and just pulling people out and everything. Now it's getting to shooting people almost every week. We're seeing another story of people getting shot and not doing anything wrong by masked men, government funded masked men terrorizing communities. It's tough. It's tough to see, tough to navigate on a regular basis. And it's important that we have a conversation. And again, this is not about getting on to sensationalize anything or just talk about whatever the hottest stories are online, but this is really about talking to other men about how we manage on a regular basis. How do we deal with all the stuff that's going on around us is very, very important. So shoot me a text. If you want to come on live, I believe the link is there for you to see. I'm double checking something right now. Hold on. Let's add this. And we're going to take a quick break.
Ain't no other crew spreading power like us. Brothers like us. Brothers like us. Ain't no other squad lifting spirits like us. Brothers like us. Brothers like us. Ain't no team bringing brotherhood like us. Brothers like us. Brothers like us. Ain't no man moving in purpose like us. Brothers like us. Brothers like us.
All right. So listen, I don't have a production team, y'all. So just stay with me. I see some other people joined and are watching. I'd love to know who you are. So if you have a moment, just leave a comment. Leave a comment on the live so I can call you out. Leave a comment about I know the subject says, "Do you still go hard for football?" But that conversation has already shifted to what's happening on a regular basis and how we manage our mental health. So I want to make sure that we cover that topic, talk about that, and talk about how you deal with it. How do you deal with everything that's going on a regular basis? How do you show up at work? How do you navigate interaction with family and friends? Is this conversation overtaking all of your conversations, right? If it is, it's important to call it out. It's important that we are intentional about how much of this stuff we consume on a regular basis. How much do we consume on a regular basis? It's important that we don't allow it to overtake our lives. And so there's a delicate balance because no one wants to just put your head in the sand and say, whatever happens, happens. And I'm a very religious, spiritual man, but I still don't want to say, just pray about it. Yes, I do know God is going to work it out. But what am I supposed to be doing? How do I work inside of his plans for working these things out? What is my role in that? Because I believe we all have a role, right? And so what is my role while God is working it out, while he's fixing things? And I believe he will, and he is, and there's a plan in place. Yes. But do I just say I'm praying about it and that's it and go about my life and watch these things happen around me and say it'll be okay, it'll be okay, I'll pray for you? No. If someone just got knocked over the head or shot or is hungry or whatever, I'll pray for you doesn't feed them. I'll pray for you doesn't heal their wounds. What do we do on a regular basis? I'll pray for you doesn't put in place a strategic framework to teach young people of how to live their best life, how to grow, and how to interact in society and be their full authentic selves and be safe and be productive and build their own. It's important that these things are happening even in the midst of all the craziness. It's important that these things are happening. So again, please, 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 if you get a chance, leave a comment. Let me know. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm seeing any comments that are left. And I appreciate you guys uh, jumping in and seeing what we're doing, how we're moving forward with the Brothers Like Us podcast. We have a lot of stuff on the way. Um, I know this is a live thing that we do every other week, and it gives a space for everyone to come and talk and share. And I think it's wonderful. We're also putting together a uh, a regular podcast where we will have interviews. We will bring people in. We'll have a very intentional discussion and questions with uh different people coming in studio or coming online so they could share their expertise, and we'll take it and edit it and present it just like other podcasters do. But this is where we're starting, and I want to make this something that's consistent for the brothers, that they can look forward to, not just the taped version, but a live version where they can come, ask questions, share their concerns, whatever it is that's on their mind, that they'll be able to share it. We can talk about it here and discuss it. So again, my name is Thurston O'Neill. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. Um, we talk about family stuff all the time. We talk about how we navigate the things that are happening in our lives, and I want you guys to be a part of it. So please, please, please spread the word. If you see us pop up, even if you have nothing to say, you could click on the live. You could share it with friends. If you have uh, young men, older men in your lives that you think needs more connection with men, or has questions about uh, how do you discipline kids? Maybe you guys have different perspectives on how your children should be disciplined, right? This is a place where they can come talk to other very responsible men, and not everybody has the same opinion. So it's not like you're coming into a space where everyone thinks and sounds and says all of the same exact things. No, we have very differing opinions on a lot of different issues, and we're not afraid to share it. But we also model how to properly engage in dialogue with someone that doesn't agree with you, that doesn't think you're right. There's a way to engage, and it's not about being soft, it's not about backing down. Everyone on this show stands 10 toes down on what they believe, and we have no problems with that. So if you have brothers, sons, husbands, uncles, fathers that need more connection, need a little guidance, and they're not ready to go into a therapist's office, they're not ready to, and they really shouldn't just get their information off of online podcast platforms, right? There are a lot of really good ones out there, so that is not throwing everybody in the bus. There's also a lot of I'm not going to use the word toxic, but there are a lot of platforms that just sensationalize everything. And it's important that we don't sensationalize everything. It's important that we have real, honest, straightforward conversations on the day-to-day interactions, right? As I talk about that, I know that there are brothers out there that, for whatever reason, have been separated from their children and they want to reconnect, right? Um, there are ways to do it. There are ways to do it, but you may keep running into roadblocks. Uh, you actually may be putting certain roadblocks in your own way, saying, "Well, I would do this, but this person does that, or the courts are going to do this, or whatever," and that will stop you. That will hinder you from taking action. Every action you take may not be successful, but it leads you to another level, another place to know that, okay, I took this action, it didn't work. What do I do next? But you may need some people to bounce ideas off of. You may need to talk to someone that was in the same situation you were in to share with you exactly what they did, even the letters that they may need to write and how it sounds and how you present it. Um, how you have that conversation after 5, 10 years with a child that thinks you just ran off or you just left, and maybe you did, but now you want to reconnect. There's a way to go about it. Preparing your heart, preparing your mind, knowing that it's going to take time, knowing that it doesn't take just one conversation, and it may be some ups and downs in that relationship. There may be some ups and downs in the conversations. They may be opening and welcoming, and then something hits them or something triggers them. Something is said that lets them know, hey, he wasn't here. He just left, right? And it could take a turn. But there are ways to navigate that. There are really good ways to navigate that, to protect your child, because when it comes to me, children are always the priority in relationships. So to protect the child, but also to protect yourself, to protect your heart, your mind, um, and learn how to navigate it. And is it easy? Absolutely not. But it's worth the effort. It's worth the effort. So again, I think it's important that you guys understand this. Um, like I said, I'm not staying on for long. There, oh, actually, the first football game went off, so I'm looking to go to the other one, even though I'm not. I don't really care who even wins this year. But again, I think it's important that we continue to have this space. So for me, what I've been hearing through messages in my time of consecration and prayer is consistency. Consistency. It goes back to something that I heard years ago: just do the work. Just do the work. And when I started just doing the work and trying my best to not think about what other people were doing or what other people thought, or if people like what I'm doing, or if they think it's the best or the worst or whatever, it really doesn't matter. It's up to me to do the work. Much like I tell clients, you're not responsible for how someone responds to you, but you are responsible for sharing what's on your mind, right? We talk about communication in relationships. Many times you find that people are holding back because of what they think the other person is going to say, or how it's going to be received, or what they're going to think about them. That is not your responsibility. Yeah, you have a responsibility to tailor your conversation, and if you are a person that talks harshly, yeah, you may want to work on how to not be as harsh, how to not um offend when you're speaking with someone, right? But also understand that once you've gotten all that together and you share what's on your heart, it's not your responsibility how they respond to it. It's your responsibility to be honest, to be open, and also to be open to listen to criticism and feedback, and even some pushback, because there's always going to be that. Um, and I think that's the part that a lot of us have trouble with, is that feedback or that pushback may be viewed in a lens of what we got from a previous relationship or what we learned growing up in a certain household or an environment, how we were taught to be a man and not be soft, and all of that. um, I think there's more strength in being honest than there is in being silent. There's more strength in being honest than there is in being silent. It takes a lot to speak your mind consistently. And it also takes a lot to take in information and learn and do things differently, right? So, again, I just wanted to share briefly with you. It'll be another 2 weeks before we come on live, but keep an eye out for the podcast that we're planning. That will be in the next couple of weeks, and we will be here every 2 weeks, again 6 p.m. every other Sunday. We're going to be consistent. We're going to create the space, and brothers will come and they'll ask questions and they'll interact and they'll share their stories and all of that. We look forward to that. And also, we'll have the official podcast coming soon, where we'll have some invited guests, some guests that I think you're really, really going to enjoy. And then we're all just going to learn together. All right. We're going to learn together. So, again, I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I look forward to the next time that we come together. Again, it's going to be 2 weeks. Let me get the right screen up here.
Ain't no other crew spreading power like us. Brothers like.
Here we go.
Ain't no others. Ain't no other crew spreading power like us. Brothers like us. Brothers like us. Ain't no other squad lifting spirits like us. Brothers like us. Brothers like us. Ain't no team bringing brotherhood like us. Brothers like us. Brothers like us. Ain't no man moving in purpose like us. Brothers like us. Brothers like us.